Welcome to Grapes and Debates, a podcast where we'll uncork some incredible wine and debate varietals of issues within the restaurant industry, one glass at a time. And now, your hosts and owners of SoNapa Grille, Adam Barringer, Chris Botting, and Joe Bates.
Fish, thank you for being here. So, Adam
Nice
Barringer, founder of SoNapa Grille, business partner Chris Botting, Joe Bates, and we have Fish, the founder and owner of Yellow Dog Eats in Delta and in New Smyrna Beach.
I'm clapping for myself.
Yeah,
all right.
and the way that we do this is we always start with grapes and then we go into a debate. And the grapes that we have in front of us today, we're doing Chalk Hill Chardonnay and we're doing Priest Ranch. And there's a reason for that. And before I give you the reason, we're just going to start with
Chalk Hill.
the Chalk Hill
Right now.
Chardonnay.
This is epic.
Oh, this is really good.
And you know what?
Guess first.
I started to get a little shaky because it's 10 to 4. So
When do you start shaking?
the holidays.
When do you start
I
shaking?
drink so much in the holidays. It's literally that's what happens.
Okay. It's the
January,
anticipation.
I do the dry January. I think
Right.
you did it too, right? So I did
Sure.
it for 12 years.
What do you
So
do
I'm
after
not
the
just
second day?
Dude, the first week I can't even sleep. I'm like, what's missing? Oh, alcohol.
Okay, so the reason that we have these wines, because I try and read articles on a daily basis about wine, specifically wine. This happens to be a Food and Wine magazine article, 15 wines to bring to a party that will impress the wine snobbiest of hosts. And it's by a guy named Ray Isle, and it's inevitable during the holiday season. You get invited to a party, you need to bring wine, but which one? This year, lean into bottles from California, Oregon, Washington, or hop the pond and head to France. So Ray Isle listed his 15 wines that you would bring to a party. And the number 2 wine on the list,
Okay.
Chris, can you look?
I'm gonna need my drops. I don't have my drops yet.
What is it?
I'm gonna say it's Chalk Hill Sonoma Coast Chardonnay.
Right. And so what we have
Very
here
malolactic
is
taste.
we have
Yes, absolutely,
Very
100%.
oaky, buttery, like
butter.
a Sonoma Cutrer tasting.
correct, but this is
yum,
up
yum.
just a notch.
Is it?
This is so it's not the
Delicious.
Sonoma Coast. This is actually a little bit more expensive. Ray,
This is their
this is the Russian River.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Man, this is my favorite kind of shard. All these new shards that are like stainless.
Yeah,
Stainless.
it's not
They're
that
too thin
malolactic,
to
like
me.
you
I
said.
like this creamy
Yeah.
old school, if that's what you want to call it.
I think I
It
like.
absolutely is.
They're
I mean,
coming back though. All this
Well,
malolactic stuff.
I like the mallow, but I don't always like the heavy oak. And I think that Chalk Hill does a nice job of balancing it out. And I believe we've blind tasted this a couple of times, but
They're a state brand.
Yeah.
Hands down my favorite
Yeah.
Chardonnay
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah,
yeah.
it finishes real nice. Clean.
Yeah, it is. It says Chardonnay.
It does.
Whether the bottle's sitting here or not. You
Right.
put your nose in this, get it in your mouth, you taste it. It
Reminds
screams
me of Maryville
California.
a little bit. If you guys.
okay,
remember.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Shards
Maryville.
really good, man.
Yeah.
Fish, I didn't know you were so
I have a few little tricks up my
knowledgeable.
sleeve
Okay, so
on
why
the-
don't you
on the wine.
listen? Why don't you tell us Yellow Dog Eats? What's give us a quick rundown of your history.
You know, Jimmy Buffett said it the best. It's like describing the ocean if you've never seen it.
Oh,
Doesn't that sound cool?
It
Yeah, I
does,
like
it
that.
does, it does.
That's
Sounds like there's a
my
lot
homage
into it.
to
Okay.
Cheers to Jimmy Buffett.
Cheers
We lost
to Jimmy Buffett.
We lost to Florida's Pope.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Rest in peace.
The reason why I've got Jimmy Buffett on my mind is because I just got back from Key West. But
Okay.
speaking of Key West, if you could describe Yellow Dog, it's very Key Westy.
okay.
Right? If you've ever heard of the Blue Heaven down there, it's kind of a funky vibe.
Right.
And I did my culinary externship in Key West.
But where did you do your culinary school?
Culinary Institute of America, baby.
Whoa!
Now,
Boom!
were you
Thank God I graduated from something.
Yeah.
Because high school was a no-go.
Right.
now were you the one in
I was-
upstate New York?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I lived right there in Poughkeepsie. We was talking about that with the record store with ladies.
Right.
And remember when Johnny Carson used to make fun of how ugly everybody was in Poughkeepsie?
He was being truthful.
It was truthful. But the school itself...
Anybody from Poughkeepsie, if you're watching this, which I doubt, we have 7 followers.
Comment.
Yes, yeah, just comment.
So the Culinary Institute of America is very prestigious. You know, it's still
It is.
very. It's just a really amazing place. When I went up there in the early 90s with my parents to look at it, man, I walked in the door and like it was intimidating. It was like, oh my God, this is like the military. Because they take it seriously.
Sure.
It's a nonprofit, so it's privately owned, and it was just very intimidating when I first got it. And then you have to get accepted. I had to write, my letters of why I wanted to be there. It took a year to get in. I think now they just take your money, but sorry, Culinary Institute. But it's expensive, but when I went up there, I didn't really have a lot of knowledge in the kitchen yet. I had worked for catering, other things. I was good with the grill, like most guys. I learned from my dad. My grandma was really an amazing cook. So that's what inspired me to go to cooking school. But man, it was intimidating. I mean, I don't know how I graduated. They give you, it's like Iron Chef. You guys have watched this?
Yeah.
Where you have to, at the end, you have to make everything. Your consomme, you have to make all this stuff. That is hard, man, when you're under pressure.
Right. Yeah.
And, I was 22.
And I was going to say, how old? 22 years old?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you really had to study. It was very intense. It was, early mornings, late nights. But being in upstate New York for a Florida boy, because I'm 7th generation Florida cracker. Ooh. Sorry, Florida native. So anyway, it was a great experience to get away from Florida. Yeah. And I spent a lot of time in New York City. And then, to answer your roundabout thing about the wines, my wine instructor was kind of like my mentor. And I just really got along with him. And I learned a lot about wine when I was in the Culinary Institute of America. And now that area, the Hyde Park, that whole, Hudson River,
Finger Lakes,
and they've got some wineries up there now.
Sure.
So it's not just California, Oregon, everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
But I love wine, I really do. I don't take it too seriously, but I love understanding it. I love the more of the pairing with food than I do anything else. Yeah. Because there's so many more people than me that have great knowledge of the regions and to become a master sommelier. There's only like 100 of them, I think now.
Yeah, it's a low number, whatever.
I can't even taste or smell that good. Okay,
no.
But here's the deal with the wine. It's so much fun just to go, okay, what would this be good with? You know, and that brings me a lot of joy. And you usually are good at what you like.
Would this be good with the Elvis?
Oh, dude, yes.
You're right.
Yes, it would. It's
good
enough to cut.
It's
through
good with
barbecue.
fish.
Sure. Yeah, it's good with fish. I agree. It's good with fish.
I don't know what the Elvis has, but it better have peanut butter on it.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
It better have peanut butter on it. What's the Elvis?
Well, it is a pork sandwich.
Okay.
It does not have peanut butter, but I love me some Elvis.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Big fan.
So, anyway, Chalk Hill, this is now owned by Foley Family Estates. This happens to be the Chalk Hill Chardonnay. Chalk Hill is the winery. Chardonnay means how much? 75% of the grape is. And then Russian River Valley, that means
Area.
85% come from Russian River Valley, AVA, and
Well, I think the Chardonnay really
2023.
put them on the map, right?
It did. Yeah. It did. What's the history of?
I'm glad you asked.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. I just happen to have.
Okay.
Regale us, Joe. Regale us with the history.
I don't have any field notes over here.
Yeah,
No, it's all right. You don't have to.
You have to fly by the seat of your
Yeah,
pants.
you and me. That's it.
Completely just off the cuff here. 1972.
Oh.
Fred Firth, who gained
Did you say Fred Firth?
Firth.
Say that 3
Yeah.
times after
Yeah.
the apple glass.
No, he was not second. He was Firth. He was Firth to open Chalk Hill Winery. And where's it located? This one's an easy one.
It's located in Chalk Hill.
So there's very few wineries where the name matches the AV.
Thank God I saved you guys a little.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So located in Chalk Hill, the name Chalk Hill comes from the region's unique volcanic chalky white ash soil. Okay?
It really is good, guys.
Yeah, fantastic. Renowned for its Chardonnay, ownership changed from Fred Firth in '72 to Bill Foley in 2010 as he is
That was a long run.
expanding his portfolio.
Get it? Portfolio?
Portfolio.
Folio?
Bill Folio.
Folio!
Boom.
man.
Boom.
So
I love it. So, sustainable farming is one of their top bullet points of how they work, and they've also got a culinary program on site.
Really?
So, yeah, just some cool stuff. And they They offer a culinary garden and pairing experience.
Did we
We've
do
been.
that?
We've been.
Showcasing
We did that.
Yeah, I
and we
believe-
rode up there in the
yeah.
Hummer.
And it's a gorgeous
It's
site.
You guys are
probably
just too drunk. You don't
one
really
of my most favorite, aesthetically pleasing
Yeah.
vineyards. 100%. I
Twel-
mean,
1,200 acres,
Yeah.
rolling, beautiful hills.
yeah,
And
just
then that
stunning.
beautiful equestrian site.
Yeah.
That,
Oh, yeah.
That
I don't think I've been there,
Fred
but I do
Firth.
have some favorites in California.
Yeah.
Little small trivia for everybody. I think you're probably going to
here
get
we
this.
go.
What's the oldest winery in California?
In California?
Yeah, what's the oldest
I
winery?
think I know this, and I
It's a
think
tough
you've
one
already
to-
said the name.
It's a tough one to say.
I think
Buena Vista?
Okay,
Charles Krug.
Nope.
I thought Maryville was the
No.
oldest and only survived through
Okay, I'll give you
prohibition
another
by
clue.
making.
Okay.
It might be
It's my
Sebastiano.
favorite Tempranillo of all time out of California, other than Spain.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
Coming out of
Gunlock
California.
Bunchu in Sonoma.
Gun bun.
God
No
bless you.
kidding.
Gunlock.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you buy their wines, because nobody knows how to pronounce it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They used to have a gun, like a real gun, and then a lock, and then this bun, so people could get the pronunciation, right?
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
But now the gun is like not too funny.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like a space gun now.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So I
yeah.
went there years and years ago, and I just fell in love. They have
Okay.
the best. I drank it last night. This Tempranillo Rosé.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh,
I'm seeing
it's
another
old
episode
school,
here.
though. It's
I'm
old
seeing
school.
another
It's
future
not like
episode
super
here.
fancy.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
But it is
Temporino. I mean,
really
that, yeah,
nice,
that
and it is the oldest in California.
Wow.
did not
Okay.
know that.
They have
Well-
some cavas you can go in there. Obviously, they make, I think,
You know, there could be.
nice.
You know what? I'm just going to go on record right now to say we could debate that. I mean, I want to see hard facts because
I'm
Buena
waiting there.
Vista, you can make up anything you want here, but Buena Vista is
Yeah, we don't
credited
fact check
as the
here.
first premium winery in Napa Valley.
Yes, it could be. From what I remember,
Okay.
because that's the only wine club I'm part of. I get some
Jamie, can you
boxes.
fact check? Oh, we don't have a Jamie.
Oh.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Somebody facts check here.
Gun
But
line.
anyway, it is
Oldest-
really an
oldest
amazing
winery.
Winery.
Okay.
amazing.
So, now that we've had the whites, we've talked about one of your favorites. Easy way to say it is just gun bun. That's how they sell it to us.
Gun bun.
Gun bun.
Okay.
But next up, we have another article that I read. So this one, 15 delicious red wines to drink in the winter. This is by Lucia Caprietta. And it starts out, if you live somewhere in the Four
the name.
Seasons, you're probably familiar with adjusting aspects of your lifestyle to fit with your environment. Aside from swapping out your swimsuits and flip-flops, scarves and boots, it's
That's not
natural
us.
to serve different foods
Not us.
depending on the season and wines that will pair with it. As a certified specialist, I guess this is Lucia, I'm always searching for the perfect bottle for the perfect occasion. When that occasion is cozying up by the fireplace, digging into a steamed bowl of stew, or watching a holiday movie, or hanging out with fish. Okay, so he selected 15 wines from around the world. And they're wines that I have no idea, but then he brings it back in, and I see, okay, Sagacio Family Zin. We used to carry that. David Bruce Syrah. We've carried that. Then
Delicious.
he knocks it out of the park with this one, Priest Ranch Cabernet.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it. I'm
Cabernet
excited to try it.
Sauvignon is a timeless choice when it comes to serving full-body red wines for the winter season. Not all cabs are created equal, as we know, and there's no doubt that Napa Valley has the optimal terroir for the grape. Priest Ranch
Terroir.
That's the
Soil.
Oh.
And
okay.
Priest Ranch has
Love it.
mastered the variety and soils that express the grape to its fullest, and it produces 4 different cabs. And this is just an amazing wine.
Are you
And-
selling this at Sonoma?
Yeah, it's on our list, and I fell in love with this. And I just think it's phenomenal. It has become our favorite drinking wine.
Reasonable price point?
I'd say reasonable price point.
Yeah.
It's $23 a glass.
Considering
Oh,
the
hi.
car you just bought,
But I mean,
Yeah, considering.
it's pretty fucking reasonable.
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you could
Me,
you could have you could be in your VW bus,
Yeah.
massaging your
I
teeth.
missed this. What did you buy? What did you
knew I
buy?
shouldn't have mentioned
What did you buy? What'd you get? What'd
He
you
got
get?
the
The
new
new-
Volkswagen Buzz.
Oh.
So now I'm working on these taglines, you know.
I don't know if I love
Come
the
Buzz
name.
with me, you know, all that
I don't know if I
stuff.
love
Yeah,
the name.
okay.
I think it's ingenious because Buzz meaning electric.
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
Oh,
yeah, no,
I
I
get
get
it.
it.
And they don't want you to call it a van. 'Cause it's
All right,
a
so
Buzz.
this
Right.
just in.
Hey,
What?
oh,
Okay.
you don't have to slam that.
I could give you another glass.
Gunlock Bundschuh
Thank you.
is California's oldest continuously family-owned winery,
Wow, that's
and
just
only
good.
second oldest
Is
to Buena Vista.
Oh!
Oh no!
Wow. You've been
I don't
fish
know who
holed.
actually.
You've been fish
So
holed.
really, that,
Established only months earlier.
so you got me on this one. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was we were both kind of right. Yeah, so that's okay.
So
But-
you're saying that the Gunlock Bundschuh is the oldest family,
Continuously owned.
but the actual
1858.
Oh
Isn't
wow!
that amazing? I
Yeah.
like it because it's still very natural. Like
Right.
a lot of these wineries, as you guys have probably been to a bunch of them, I've been to a bunch
Yep.
of them.
Yep.
They get super fancy.
Updated,
It's-
yes,
You
yeah.
have to be a billionaire to own one of these nowadays. I mean, think about this.
I don't
Back
think
in
you
the
have
day,
to.
You could buy an acre for $700 or something.
Sure.
Some of those acres are selling for
1.2 million now.
Yeah.
1.2 to 2 million.
Yeah.
Like out there in Silver Oak areas.
Oh, yeah.
All the high, all
Yeah.
the big heavy hitters. I mean, it's. Ooh.
Yeah.
So I didn't know much about. I mean, I've been drinking Priest Ranch now for probably 3 months.
That's you.
For 3
Every bit
months
of it.
drinking this, and I haven't really looked up what the history of what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's located in the heart of Napa Valley, traces its roots back to 1869, and it was
44, yeah.
James Joshua Priest
Thank you.
who first homesteaded in the rugged hills of what is now a 1,682-acre estate. Known for its unspoiled beauty,
I love it already.
landscaping with grapes. Of the 1,600 plus acres, only 15%. Only 15% are planted with grapes.
Out of how many acres?
1,682.
Wow. Well, wait a second.
Wow. This is,
So a little over 175 acres are only.
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys tried this?
And then
It's good. It's smooth.
the vineyard is entirely estate grown, meaning every grape in their wine comes from the
Comes
land
from their own estate.
and is bottled on the property.
I love it.
And
Oh, great. You're going to give the guy with,
Here.
with no drops. Oh, yeah.
By the
Speaking
way,
of drops,
I'm getting no kickback talking about the drop stick. Actually, correct your old man eyes.
oh man,
I don't even know what they're called. So
sheep.
Fun facts to talk about that we have got sheep in the vineyard here. In a node to substantial farming, they use sheep naturally to graze the vineyard, reducing the need for chemicals. I think, which is a great thing, and I bet you those sheep taste pretty damn good.
So is that
Another thing, go ahead.
is that considered regenerative farming?
Yeah.
So were they
Sustainable.
Sustainable.
Yep.
And there's this thing called regenerative now.
Right.
where you regenerate
returns back
something.
to the
yeah.
returns back to the
fertilizing
The
where
Latin
they,
name to
where they walk.
regenerate.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So there are some steep challenges here. Some vineyard blocks are planted at elevations of over 1,200 feet, making farming a much more of an adventure than an art.
Oh yeah. We should go
Wow.
out and help them pick grapes one year.
I'd rather just help them drink their wine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How good is this?
I think we're
Oh
better
my
wine
God.
drinkers than grape
I'm not even
pickers.
just saying this, but
Grape
I've never
pickers.
had it, so this is my first
Great.
sip. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Did you decant
Well, this
it?
just hit our list.
No.
This is straight on the
No,
bottle.
straight
Just
up bottle.
straight up.
I poured it
Oh,
right here.
macaroni.
yeah.
It doesn't even
In
need
the
to
eye.
be decanted.
It-
No,
in the-
it's and I don't think that you necessarily need to have food with it. It would go great with food, mind you.
What
me,
would you
it has
pair?
that go.
But what would you pair it with at your place
Let's
at
talk
Yellow
about-
Dog
let's
Eats?
geek out for a second. though.
Okay.
on the flavor profile. Kind of has a Merlot vibe. It doesn't really finish super chalky,
Tannicky.
little
grippy.
It's very smooth.
It is smooth.
I'm getting some tannins.
Yeah, I'm not getting them Merlot.
Maybe right
but
after
you know
that,
what? We're all
I'm
different.
talking
That Chardonnay,
that's
I don't
what's
know.
cool about taste, man. We all taste it.
I know, I love it.
But I
love
still
it.
get a little bit of cocoa nibs. I get tobacco.
Oh, I get the cocoa big.
Yeah, that's nice. This
I get
is
chocolate, cocoa.
yep.
Yep. Some really
Some really deep.
Now I
very,
get more of the
yeah.
tannins, but man, it is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sip on this all day.
Right.
But this would be good with any kind of barbecue, really.
Agreed.
Right.
Love
Maybe a
that.
little heavy on the sandwich, but anything with bacon or something
that.
would probably
Yeah.
work.
Well, it needs a little fat.
So I can have this
right.
in the morning for breakfast?
Of course. With your bacon and eggs. Okay?
Yeah.
With your
Fish.
with your
We-
quiche. Okay?
We are just...
with your frittata.
Oh man.
Delicious.
Yeah, I mean, if I start drinking in the morning, I'm just on Australian time. I just,
Yeah. What are you, 15 hours ahead?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, this drink's great. I know it's kind of been at the top of our personal portfolio
Sure.
here for the last few months. And
But I thought it was cool to be able to read an article, and maybe it's confirmation bias, because now that I think about Priest Ranch, I've seen it more and more, but it doesn't have name recognition like a Duckhorn or Camus or Silver Oak.
Right.
Yes, like we just talked about. Now, question, guys. Can you find this in the grocery store, or are you going to have to go to Total Wine or something?
No, they have to come to SoNapa to get it.
Oh.
But it's got the UPC code.
No, yeah. I'm
that's-
sure
But
that
I mean,
it's
this
in...
doesn't taste to me or look like a grocery store wine.
No.
You know, this looks like more of an esoteric find.
No, I think you find it at, you could possibly find, I don't know, I haven't seen it because I haven't really shopped at ABC in a while, but I think maybe ABC or Total Wine.
Do you guys have a 2 APS where you can come in and buy a bottle?
Yeah,
Well, no. We have...
the mandate
What is
by
it?
the
The
governor.
called? A 2
mandate-
APS? What is it?
No.
No,
To
no,
go.
no.
No,
The
no.
executive order made by Governor DeSantis
During COVID.
COVID and
As
Thank
long
God
as
we had
stands.
DeSantis.
if it's in a closed container,
Yes.
you can serve.
anybody
you
can
sell
sell
it.
retail.
And you can take it. Right?
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
can.
When I first
If you have
started,
a liquor
before I
license.
got my beer and wine
Right.
license,
There
by
was
the glass, because I had a church across the street. I could not open a bottle there.
Okay.
Right? Much different times. Okay.
Yeah,
It took
yeah.
me forever to get this damn thing. But it's nice that people can go in and buy a bottle. Do you also have any kind of storage where people can come in and you have a wine club or something like that?
We have a wine club, but we don't have a wine club and lockers that you can store your wine, right? We have a wine club with a wine pickup the third Tuesday of every month. We had one yesterday, and for $70, you get either a red or a white or 2 reds. You get 2 vouchers,
Ooh.
corkage, and you get a wine club pickup party every third Tuesday.
Would you have enough space in that building here in New Smyrna to do any kind of storage? Because listen, Danny Meyer said it best. My favorite restaurant.
Setting the table.
Yeah.
Setting the table.
Yeah,
Famous,
yeah.
restaurateur. He said everybody has a invisible necklace that says "Make me feel important."
Sure.
I think clubs, memberships, exclusiveness makes you feel important. So I'd love to have a couple bottles, and maybe you can even buy there, and you get a little bit of discount if you come
Right.
to the place. Do you have any storage?
You want to know? We don't have any storage, but duly noted. In fact, we went. To,
I don't have any
We went to lunch today.
Listen, if you want to buy a couple bottles, and I'll hold them in a toolbox for you.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Hey, fish is here. Grab
Yeah,
the bottle.
so
and
I-
I'll fucking
I don't
toolbox.
have any
Grab the
space.
fish box.
Yeah,
Grab the fish box.
I don't have any
Oh, I guess I
storage.
should have said tackle box.
No, yeah.
I've been storing my wines at ABC for years, and then I had to move them over to the wine barn.
They've got
on-
storage.
in Park Ave because I have no space. The
Right.
wine barn used to be a bank, so it's down in the vault.
Oh, did
On
you say
Park
Park Ave?
Yeah.
Are those your personal ones?
Yeah, my personal
Oh.
collection, because I actually started collecting wine in '87. Was my first.
You do
bottle.
not strike me as
Wait a
a wine
second.
collector.
Yeah, I have a very.
You
nice,
had just probably graduated high school maybe 2-3 years
I
before.
was a weirdo, man. The first,
No, that's
hey, the first bottle of wine I ever
Wait, you're younger than me.
Was a Camus
87?
Special Select in 1987.
Get out of here. Really?
That's a high
My
bar
parents were big
to
foodies,
start with.
right? So
Yeah,
my
okay.
parents were really into like good food.
That's
You know,
a
we
high
started
bar.
off in the Betty Crocker range, okay?
Okay.
As my dad, had
Yeah.
a little bit more money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they both like to cook. And I just love wines from the very beginning. Maybe that's why I was so attracted to my wine teacher, and he became my mentor because I just already liked it.
Yeah.
And then when I started going to California, I would bring back some stuff and I would ship it back.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton of stuff like, 18,000 bottles. I probably have about 400 bottles.
Okay.
Still, that's impressive.
Yeah,
But I have
was
some
gonna say,
stuff, guys. Listen, I would love
I
to
got 400
drink with you.
stories.
Yeah. We have probably.
Listen, whenever you want to dust
What do
off
we
a
have?
couple jewels,
I need to
Do
bring
we have
some
2,000 bottles between all three
Yeah,
locations?
yeah, all three, yeah.
I have
It changes
stuff that
daily.
I really need to drink. Like,
Okay.
so I went to my whole cellar, which didn't take that long, but I looked it all up, and a lot of stuff's is late '90s cabs.
Okay, as long as they're from Napa, Sonoma, California,
They still hold
I'm
up?
in. I'm in.
But are they
Okay,
still
no,
gonna hold up?
is it?
No,
is
you're
it-
getting really.
So
you need to go through those.
I need to go
So
through
your
this.
storage area, is it kind of like walking into like let's say you store it or
No,
you walk
it's really cool because when you walk down the stairs, which used to be the bank vault,
right.
clear door, and they have the lockers in there. Of course, it's climate control. But like for instance, one of my favorite Merlots of all time, since we were talking about Merlot, was the Pride 97.
Ooh, Pride
So I
Mountain.
have about 8 bottles of that
Yeah,
still in
wow.
the cellar.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Is it ready to?
No.
Can I drink it? Is it?
Okay,
what
so
do you
this
think?
is the
Let's
debate
go.
that we're going to have. I say I like drinking my wines early,
like right fucking now.
like right fucking now. Yeah.
Me too, but if
And I think as it gets older, it picks up some flavors and some. I don't know. You get that wet dog. You get almost.
You get some characteristics
You get
that you
you're
just
just
don't
like that.
appreciate.
That I don't.
You don't
appreciate.
appreciate those.
You know, my
Well-
palate. So I would say you have to crack. In fact, the next time you're over here, we love Pride wines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pride, man.
Crush it. We
Is
go to
it
Pride
Sue?
every.
What is her name that still runs Pride? She's a winemaker, Sue something. But here's what the problem when you don't have wine at your house and you don't have enough room. I have to go to Park Avenue to get it. So that's the problem.
Right.
It's proximity. And now
Yeah.
I'm living in New Smyrna. It's like, okay, how hard is it to get? So it's kind of. It's
You need a
good that I've
Grubhub for
kept
your.
them. It's
You need
good
a
that-
Grubhub for your wine.
It's good that I've kept them properly stored
Right.
for
Sure.
all these years.
Yes.
I've been dragging all these things
Right.
around. But at the same time, they're not easy to get.
Okay.
I am kind of jealous because I would love to have a little bit of storage. Now at the New Smyrna Beach House, I've got the under the staircase. So if I do like a little AC climate control, I could probably have enough.
Yeah.
200 bottles.
I bet you
bottle,
could.
200
I'm
bottle.
sure you could. I mean, I didn't see it in space.
Hang on a second.
But I am sure.
Not
you
everybody
could.
can drink like 4 bottles like Adam every night and just not even tell. You know what I mean?
The only way that you could tell is by my teeth.
We'll pressure wash them.
Okay. I need that. That would be it. That's the $1 million idea.
Screw the eye drops. Let's talk
Pressure
about the
wash
teeth
Yeah,
your
yeah,
teeth like
yeah,
a miniature pressure
Listen,
washer.
because if you can't
with-
see your teeth in the mirror, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter, right? I
And it'd be
it
weird
doesn't-
if you drank red wine out of a straw. I have a friend that drinks
No,
coffee out
that's
of a straw
weird.
because she doesn't want to stain
But
her
here's
teeth.
No,
here's
I've
what
heard
they're
of it. I've
saying
seen
now.
it. Yeah, I've seen
But
it.
here's what they're saying now. Using a straw, it causes you to go like this, and causes wrinkles.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man!
Yeah, you
now
know
we're
that.
fighting another battle
Yeah.
on
Are
getting
we
older.
getting sponsored in this by beauty care here too as well?
Longevity, some sort of longevity company,
Yeah.
right?
Need
Yeah.
something.
Actually,
Eye stuff.
the opinions by the host do not represent our sponsors. If we ever get sponsors,
Sorry, Chalk Hill.
we're sponsored by
Or
Yellow
Bill
Dog
Foley.
Eats.
Yeah. Bill Foley.
We're not
Foley-o.
sponsored by Foley Family Wines or Priest Ranch.
I'll ask you. So he was just showing me your kind of Orlando Windermere site over there. So is that 2 sites, or are there more? Just
Well, I bought the building next to me, and I bought some of the surrounding area.
okay.
And I've been trying to do this coffee shop breakfast thing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I've been up against some of the county problems. You know, anytime you're dealing with, county issues, they can be a pain.
Yeah.
That's just that simple.
You're kidding.
Not business.
You're
Imagine
kidding.
that.
Not business.
Zoning?
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Business
Can you
centric.
ever
Yeah,
imagine?
yeah.
No,
yeah,
he has
yeah.
two.
For
He's
Yellow
got
Dog,
2
there's-
locations.
There's 2 locations.
Technically, I'm working on the 3rd.
Okay.
But it's been a pain in the ass.
Where's that?
Right next door. So my
Okay, technically.
my neighbor owned the hair salon, and I bought that building, the whole piece of property.
Okay.
And I remodeled it, and I got it all set up. It's just dealing with what do they want next? Parking lot drainage.
Grease trap.
Yeah.
Grease trap this, and easement there.
And you're
because I'm in the middle of
thinking
a
about putting
residential
you're going to put a coffee shop there?
Yeah, it's already ready to
Yeah,
go.
okay.
I could open it in a week if I wanted to.
Okay.
Nice.
But what I was going to do is do coffee and breakfast in the morning,
Okay.
and then do wine, cheese in the afternoon,
Nice.
and then do coffee and desserts at night.
Yeah.
So it's a good, different concept than what I'm doing. No pork, no coleslaw.
Right.
Right.
Maybe
Not a
more
whole lot of prep.
European
Not a
stuff
whole lot of
like,
prep.
Okay.
Panini, salads, that kind of thing.
Oh, but you're going to be open for all 3 day part? Breakfast, lunch, dinner?
But see,
at
I
a
don't
coffee
do
shop?
breakfast right now. So
Well, I know
I
you
open
don't-
at 11,
Hey,
and I
yellow
have all
dog.
this parking that's empty.
Yeah.
So when I bought the building, I said, hey guys, I bought the building next door. What does everybody want me to do? I put it on the gram
Okay.
Right.
and social media.
Which you are very active, and I follow
Well, I
you.
have fun
and,
doing it. We were just
and-
talking about it.
And you
Yeah.
do have a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I love following you on the gram.
Well, that's nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Like, I thought, okay, what does people want? Let's ask them. And that's what I heard. It was live music and breakfast. Because in that community where I have been for 27 years,
Wow.
this June will be, there's no breakfast. There's no coffee. Starbucks has a line out the door for Starbucks.
If you
And
like Starbucks. If you like
is,
Starbucks.
Their line is shrinking.
Wait.
don't-
You know what? They have some good olive oil coffee.
That's right. Yeah.
Olive oil coffee.
It's a joke. It's
Okay.
true,
I
but
wasn't
not
sure.
really. No, it was.
Is this
Google
like
it
the
when you
Laird
get back.
Hamilton butter coffee
It was a
thing?
giant miss.
Oh.
Giant miss for Starbucks. So
Yeah.
anyway, their line
Oh,
is
sh-
their line is
I'm
shrinking.
sorry for that multi-billion-dollar company that
Yeah.
they've missed on something.
Well, listen, when it's multi-billion dollars and you miss by 1%,
Yeah.
Hey, I like Charles.
doesn't hurt.
I don't think it really hurts them.
Yeah.
CEO who flies in his private jet.
They do.
And they rebrand. They're doing
Yeah.
some stuff to turn it around.
yeah, we'll see.
All right, guys.
But
Well,
anyway.
listen. Let's wrap this up. We're glad that you're over here. I don't know if you're over here full time. You're here for the
I am,
freaking holidays.
full-time.
All right. We got to get out there and start cycling again, brother.
I would
Dude,
love
get
that.
by this fucker's place. man.
Yeah.
It's so
Yellow Dog
good.
Eats,
Get by
it's
Yellow
awesome.
Dog Eats.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
So
Right here on
good.
Canal
Love
Street.
it.
So fun.
Right
and
here
also
now.
in Gotha.
And not just you, but your entire team kind of is
Embody you.
Like they embody your energy, man.
And the quirkiness.
yeah,
of
it is.
Well,
what you're
here's
saying.
what
it's
I've always.
it's a fun culture there.
back in the day, for.
And I know you're wrapping it up, but
So with that being said, here's the
Thank
real
you.
short story of this. Like, I've always really loved the people. When I was in Culinary Institute, I wasn't that great of a chef. I barely made it. I barely graduated by the skin of my whatever they call that.
Yeah.
Skinny.
Yeah, your teeth or your
Yeah,
ass.
my ass, okay? We've already included the word tent in here. So let's talk about this. So I wasn't the best chef, but I am, of course, more knowledgeable now than I was when I was 22 or 24 when I graduated.
Sure.
Now, I love the people, so my chefs used to say, man, dude, you don't need to be in the kitchen. You need to be in the front of the house.
Yeah.
Because you never shut up. So that's what I was lucky enough to find is I can communicate with the customer.
Right.
So I've always been like customer service. You treat people good, treat them with respect, be nice, be friendly. It's nice, be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Listen,
Oh,
but,
man,
but
listen to
passion.
you.
It's the best, right?
Yeah.
Passion transcends front of the
No, it
house and the
does.
back of
But
the
here's
house.
what I used to hear. Oh, Finch, man, I love coming to your place, man, but it's not the same without you there. Now, here I am, almost 30 years later. I love coming there, and I love your staff. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
if you can rub off on
you-
how you
Wow.
have
Yep.
all the energy that I put into it, if that rubs off on people, and now I have
That's called
now I have-
culture.
Yes, culture is the key.
It is.
Authenticity, culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I have employees who I went to high school, with their parents.
Oh yeah.
So I've
Right.
gotten 18, 19,
Yeah.
20-year-old
Sure.
kids, and it's pretty wild because people come in and I just kind of watch the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
Of course,
Let
I'm
it
still
unfold.
part of it. I'm still there. I'm
Yeah.
still doing it.
Right.
But that's a great thing to hear.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Because that's what
Yeah.
you want to hear. Because you can't be there all the time.
You're right.
Well, you're
I
the
can't
heart.
be in
Those are
two
the veins.
places.
I
Yeah.
mean, those are the
Yeah.
arteries.
And I can't
They-
be in 2 locations all the time.
Right.
And I'm also not there like I used to be,
Yeah.
10 hours a day.
Right.
right.
Well, I hear they're making great things with cloning.
Yeah.
I do not